I just made my Airmech clips 15% better by switching to Geico. Also, Electrocode. In the perennial favorite, the Beppo Hog. I actually just unlocked Beppo. So you'll be seeing that kind of bullshit from yours truly in the very near future. Turret with the Go Hog, the more nuanced choice, the Go Hog. Looks like it's pretty much straight Hoggins, except, of course, for Geico, rolling in that Beta Bomber. Who doesn't love that? Heading straight for the east. Gets on the ground. Blue working on solidifying this southern expansion. But Geico making this fairly important grab. Electrocode backing him up. Throwing down Buckies. And immediately, green rather, opens up a festering wound. The blue is going to want to close up at their earliest convenience. Still working on these neutrals at the southern outpost. Finally getting some tank support on the ground. Electrocode moving those Buckies up. Looks like he's going to try and get an artillery line going and just push that shit forward. Right to Blue's base, which predictably is not that. Actually, it's fairly well defended for this stage of the game. Turret with an interesting form of base defense, and unfortunately, those creeps doing an about face, and I guess heading for this central power station before getting chopped up by that Beta Bomber. Green with a nasty little build-up right here. This outpost is something that they're really going to want to hold on to. And pulling all of their guys away from it might compromise that. But you got to have your offense, too, as Turret demonstrates by getting about, it looks like 15% or so. With just a couple of Buckies and that chain gun. Blue, thus far, not really addressing this situation, which they might want to start doing. I suppose if they were mounting a reciprocal offensive, it would be okay, but at the moment, they've only got this. And Green just kind of leapfrogging these units closer and closer to the base. Geico now putting some tanks on it. That lunchbox is going to defend them at least initially, but yeah, it's down. Blue, meanwhile, Turret 99 getting behind Green's shit. Lighting him up. He does get chased off and possibly killed. Nah, he will make it back. Jesse rages out. And with good cause. Blue's base getting drilled upon just before second quarter. Turret tries to take him down with that chain gun, but there's just too much coming in. Hey, let's watch the language, okay? This is supposed to be a family YouTube show. Let's just tone it down a bit there, Turret. He's got a turret of a mouth on him, I'll say that much. But can you really blame him? As just this side of quarter two, Green takes the win. Damn. It's going to be a real pro throwdown. A pro-down, as I like to say. Straight ballers right across the board on Chasm. The map that the pros like the most. Dillos. Last time I played this, I got felled by a Dillo rush like 20 seconds into the fucking game. The game had actually not even started yet. It was like at this stage, and fucking armadillos just showed up at my front door and took a shit on my face. Just about to kick things off in this map on Chasm. Intellect throwing down some early generators. Look at that. Now, this is how I often kick off this map. I don't use the Minecraft variant of the boomer. I just use straight boomers. But I do spam them. And this is the other thing that I do, too. Except I don't go for the economy. I go straight for the base. Doesn't really work if you're bomber, granted. Anyway, Mr. Communism goes to work on those socket units. Blue annihilating those T-99s. With that grab. Ooh, but it looks like green is going to take that shit back momentarily, or take it for the first time. Does go neutral. Green gets their guys in. Sandwich with some creepers on that last fucking socket unit left on the blue team. Oh, and he just barely gets back up to the... What noob never made moneymakers? The thing is, they did get made, but they just got blown the fuck up roundly. This is a bad spot for the blue team as Communism grabs that northeastern factory. Intellect feels the rage bubbling up inside. Oh, there it is, folks. I was really, if I was going to throw money down on this game, I would have bet on the blue team. I'm glad I fucking didn't. And yeah, unless I'm imagining things, Blaze Dragon did indeed throw down some moneymakers, which got chewed on by Communism, as we saw. The Ghost of Intellect. No, with a side of do not want. I'm stealing that, by the way, Intellect, if you watch these. Or if you're watching this. I'm stealing it, and I'm not even attributing it. Now, blue team... Okay, they probably won't win this. In all honesty. However, Love Drop... not going down without a fight, and they do have artillery on that little... well, I wouldn't even call this a build-up. What would you call this? Just 4 units chilling and getting dumped on by artillery fire. Blaze Dragon ripping into them. Mr. Communism, he is really not wanting them to have any economy at all. And him screwing with their socket units, moneymakers in particular, paid off in really the best possible way, and then it got one of their guys to rage, thinking that they'd never been built in the first place. That's some next level shit for your ass. Ghost of Intellect dies. Blaze Dragon. Trying to keep the heat on this middle outpost. Oh, he will not get out this time. TRX seals his fate with a devastating static drop. Stasis blast. Whatever the fuck that attack is called, where EMP... I'm calling it an EMP strike. I don't want to hear any shit about it from anybody. It's called the stasis blast, faggot. I'm calling it whatever the hell I feel like calling it. That thing that the fucking Neo does that stops people from moving and it goes... Sandwich. Throwing the call out. Does he really need backup on this moneymaker? We got a live moneymaker. Need backup. Or is that call just kind of like, guys, let's just fucking nail their base and... call it a fucking day. Green team just not allowing blue to have fucking any nice things. I don't think they've had socket units for like more than 2 minutes combined throughout this whole match. And now the grinder rears its ugly head. The shitty thing for blue is that Love Drop... Well, neither one of them at level 5 to drop a grinder. And Love Drop being the only one with one. The build-up that blue had a moment ago pretty much busted down to shit thanks to that one grinder and a little bit of mech support. And now the fight's on this power station. How did it get the zoom? Oh, it's letting me do that now? No shit. I've been trying for like ever to get my zoom on, and it wouldn't let me do it for whatever reason in past clips that I've made. That's nice. It's better when there's actually a visible unit. That's tight. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this on the Germ Welfare Airmech collection. You ever know what a power station looks like when it's been captured by green? This. That's tight. That's some Killer Instinct shit right there. I don't know what that means. Kills us already. It's reached that point. Okay, I'm not going to be abusive with that. Green sends those Dillos in. Sandwich issues an EMP strike. Aw, tried to get away. Couldn't. And, blue does get an armadillo, and now a, let's get a closer look, shall we? Oh, it's not fucking letting me? Wait, do you have, oh, you have to be following a guy to do it? Is that it? I know, I'm focusing on, well, okay, green's pretty much gonna win. But okay, you have to be following a guy for that to be able to do this. Good to know. Look at that. 360 fun. Getting the full range of attack on that bomber strike. See, that's what I was saying in my past, in my last clip. Like, I think that, I mean, the bomber's melee, it should be formidable, but I think that it might be a bit more than it ought be in its current state. I don't know, it's just my take on it. Maybe like a 10% nerf or something would balance things out a little. I don't know. What do you think? Thoughts? I mean, it's not, the bomber's not much of a dogfighter. It's pretty bad in that regard. So perhaps the Mantis, or not the Mantis strike, just the regular fucking clawing melee ability balances that off in that regard. Leave me your thoughts. Green wins. It's on. It's a hyper match, but it starts off in a way rather similar to non-hyper matches with a bunch of armadillos going straight for the center. Jackal heads right into those two longhorns, and whoever planned them knew exactly where those jackals go at the start of each match. Slurp down, rolling in with those OP creepers. First, AWOL Ninja. Now, he's a good man, AWOL Ninja. But he tends to throw around that OP shit. He called me OP a couple of times, just to underline how fast and loose he is with that designation. Blue team had this southwestern factory going for a second. It is back to neutral. Triton, 420, getting live with that Osprey. And as they were saying on one of the streams, it's not known as a particularly badass offensive unit. And on the ground it isn't, but its dogfighting guns are about on par with like the Striker and everything else. I think. Don't quote me on that. Watch, I'm gonna go look at that spreadsheet and be revealed to be a completely misinformed on that. But Sandwich bringing the heat with the Neo, which is not I think that's got the lightest or second lightest ground guns. Again, don't cite me on that, but I don't think it's known for its ground badassery. It doesn't stop him from taking down a couple of artilleries. Werewolf screwing around with Blue's factory right now. And he is pulling back two of the blue guys. Triton has to put his bowl down to go deal with this. Blue just kind of quietly massing up a pretty good chunk of armadillos right here. I will admit to being kind of a lazy commentator and kind of just letting this happen under the radar, but this is pretty severe. All things considered. I mean, thus far, the hyperness of this is not necessarily that noticeable. I guess these guys this dude being level 6 before the second quarter is notable. And okay, that build speed, right, as noted right here. Whatever the fuck he was trying to build, it got built pretty damn quick. I'm turning over a new leaf, guys. Whenever I belch... Not whenever I belch. Sometimes when I do it, I'll turn away from the microphone. Slurp down. Not able to close it down here. Mr. Daniel popping down to the southwest to definitely try to pick up a couple of these. There's only the one Seeker protecting these for... Okay, 2 Seekers, I'm sorry. But still, I mean, if you're a saucer, this is the kind of shit that you love to see. Just a whole bunch of tanks, not a whole bunch of AA backing them up. And no players really around to fuck with you when you try to make abductions. So I can understand... Look at this. He's just gazing at it from afar. Like, God damn it. I want those fucking armadillos. Hot. Nice chunk of harassment from Sandwich. Not doing any appreciable damage there and not trying to. But throwing green off of their game. Oh, I think that some crocodile tears from Sandwich right there. I'm sure he did want to get out alive, but he accomplished exactly what he was trying to. Uh-oh, Slurp down, accomplishing a pretty nice thinning out of Green's tank buildup right here. Sandwich pops in behind him. And damn, in very short order, Blue taking a chunk out of that. Look at that. That's just dirty. Triton gets the grab here, and that's Green in the corner. Losing their fucking religion, and likely this match. Werewolf issues that just end it all. There's gotta be... I have to invent a term, or somebody has to. Invent a term for when somebody, issues that concession. So just end the game. We will do our best. I don't know. I'll accept submissions in the comments. And also a term for this as well, when guys scoop up their defenses and pull them off the line to facilitate the other team just ending it all. A form of cowardice. Sandwich does kind of have a point there. It is a little bit poonish to do that, but still. Oh, is Werewolf streaming this? I said that I wouldn't encroach on anybody's streams. If I did that this time, I didn't do it intentionally. But, guys, I just got so excited when I saw that there was a new game mode. Hyper? Ballin'. Anyway, green goes down. Captured for posterity.